What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and first allow me to say thank you to all of you out there who continue to, or the new people here who support and rock with After Prison Show. It's because of all of you that just yesterday we hit 700,000 subscribers, and just like every new 100,000 subscribers that we gain and reach here, this is another major accomplishment and milestone, and who knows, maybe one day After Prison Show will actually reach 1 million subscribers. Hey, Joe, what you talking about reaching 1 million subscribers? You know damn well you ain't gonna hit no 1 million. What you think you the next PewDiePie, Jake Paul, Logan Paul? This After Prison Show. Ain't nobody caring about After Prison Show like they cared about them other channels. We're gonna start this early in this video. And you know, that's kind of become like the little negative Joe versus the positive, optimistic Joe, or something like that. But with the fact that we just hit this milestone, I figured what a better way to commemorate, celebrate this than actually get back to telling some good old prison stories. And I know that's something you guys have probably been missing here, the prison stories. And if you do enjoy today's prison story, please smash that like button. Help this video reach 5,000 likes, and who knows, maybe I'll bring you guys like a little mini marathon of prison stories. But with all of that being mentioned, let's go ahead and dive head first into today's prison story video. Today I'm going to be telling you about the most annoying guy that I ever met while in prison, and I'm going to do my very best to try to ensure I don't make this video annoying. And I mean, that's going to be kind of hard to do considering this is about the most annoying guy I met in prison. But you know, here on After Prison Show, I've told you all about a lot of different types of people that I met while in prison. I've told you about some weirdos that I met, including the weirdo who used to sleep across from me, who used to be posted up inside of his little prison locker, peeping over the top of the locker like, I knew they trying to see what I got in this locker right here. They ain't gonna never see what I got in here because I'm posted up on top of this locker. Hey dude, I sleep right across from you. I know exactly what you got in your locker because I see you every time you open it up. You got 15 bars of state soap, 14 rolls of toilet paper. You got a whole bunch of them little itty bitty tubes of toothpaste that give prisoners who can't make commissary, who need to be able to brush their teeth. You got like 4 or 5 of them little safety toothbrushes in there as well. And for those of you who never saw the video that I did about this weirdo, here's a little cartoon that I drew while locked up about just how this guy would be posted up inside of his locker, all so paranoid that somebody would be trying to peep inside just to see what he's got in there. I see you looking at me. I see you trying to peep inside here and see what I got in this locker. You're never going to see all of these state bars of soap, toilet paper, toothpaste, and little safety toothbrushes that I've got stashed inside of here. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what video I talked about this guy in. And I also told you about probably one of the weirdest guys I ever met in prison. This guy was playing crazy for real, walking around talking into a towel and laughing at it. Hey, go ahead and get away from you, dude. You are pretty crazy. And then not to mention doing push-ups butt ball naked inside of the shower. 1, 2, 3. I'm telling you, you will meet some of the craziest people you have ever met in your life while in prison. And by the way, I do remember the title of that video. Links down in the description if you never got a chance to see that video. That one there was a doozy. But you know, I don't know how much I've ever really talked about annoying prisoners that you'll meet while in prison. And the truth of the matter is that most everybody that you're gonna meet while in there is gonna be pretty damn annoying. You're gonna have a full spectrum of annoying types of individuals you're gonna be locked up with. You're gonna have the little young gangbangers in there running around throwing up their gang signs, throwing up their little gang calls. Blood call! Blood call! So whoop! So whoop! Or as guys who like to try to make fun of those gang calls, 2 soups! 2 soups! Yeah, let the wrong guy hear you saying that while locked up, you're gonna have some problems. But just like the youngest of prisoners can be annoying, so also will be the oldest of prisoners you'll be in there with as well. Prisoners to the likes of CB or Ernie.
CB, I told you all want to do nothing but use me for my coffee. I ain't giving you nothing else. What you talking about, Ernie? Talking about how to use you for your coffee. You ain't got nothing. You just a little crack monster motherfucker from the mountain. I'm a crack monster. Look at you, motherfucker. Your lips more chapped than you been sucking on a goddamn bottle of baby powder. Oh, that's it, goddamn Ernie. You want to talk about it like that?
Your youngest of prisoners can be annoying. Your oldest of prisoners can be annoying as well. And everybody else in between. So the easiest way to put it is in one form or fashion, pretty much everybody you meet in prison, they're gonna be damn annoying to you. One, you're gonna be around them 24/7. You're gonna have to deal with them every waking moment of the day. Hell, even when you're asleep, you'll have to deal with them.
Hey, I see you over here. You try to go to sleep? I see you trying to go to sleep. Ain't no sleep jumping off. We in prison. Chad gonna have a lot of fun with your juniors when you asleep. Go ahead, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Yeah, that's right. Close them eyes.
Sorry. Just thinking about probably everything that happened while I was asleep. But you know, as I think back to all of the annoying people that I served time with, there's one individual who really sticks out more than anybody. And I'm sure if I thought about it a little longer and harder... Wait a minute. It's too late, Joe. You already said it. There's no way you can take it back. It sounded horrible. But again, if I thought about it a little bit longer, I could probably think of some more annoying people. However, when I was thinking about the most annoying person that I met while locked up, this one individual stuck out more than anybody. And his name was old Shiflette. You know, I'll never forget this guy Shiflette for as long as I live. And one of the reasons for this is because when this guy started talking, he would never shut up.
My daddy got the biggest crab boat you ever seen in your life. I swear, my daddy, he's the richest man I ever met in my life. We got a 57-foot crab boat. Got 4 people who work on the crab boat. First mate, that's my daddy. I love my daddy. All we do is catch crabs and make millions of dollars selling crabs. You like crab meat? I got a discount on some bushels if you're interested. When I get out, you need to meet my daddy. My daddy, the greatest man who ever lived on this planet. I swear, we catch so many crabs, make so much money selling crabs. You ever do any fishing, Joe? I can teach you how to fish. You can be the first mate on my crab boat, because when I go home, I'm starting me a whole new crabbing company.
When I first met Shiflette, the reason I would do so is because this guy would end up moving into the housing unit where I was, and not only into the same housing unit, but he would also end up being on the bunk right above mine. Shiflette would end up being my new bunkmate. And no matter whether you're in a cell block or a housing unit, in a cell block you'll be sharing a cell with somebody, in a housing unit you'll be sharing a bunk with somebody. Not the same exact bunk, not 2 people to a bunk now, but you'll have somebody on the top, somebody on the bottom. This doesn't even sound good at all. I mean, it's just going from bad to worse. But I hope you're picking up what I'm trying to put down here. You'll have somebody sleeping on that top bunk, somebody sleeping on that bottom bunk. But no matter what type of a prison situation you're in, anytime you get somebody new, whether it's a new cellmate or a new bunkmate, you're always going to want to know who you're sharing that living space with. And when old Shiflette walked into this housing unit and would be taking that top bunk where I was sleeping on that bottom bunk, I had to know exactly who this guy was. I wanted to know what he was locked up for. I wanted to know as much as I could figure out as quickly as I could to figure out if this was going to be a good situation or not. Because if this guy had some really bad charges, and you know the kind of charges I'm talking about, well, there's no way in hell this guy was going to be living anywhere near me. So again, when old Shiflette moved into this bunk right above mine, I had to find out exactly who he was. And I asked him, I said, "Hey man, who are you and what are you locked up for?" And I will never forget that first conversation for as long as I live. Because when I asked those 2 questions right there, who are you and what are you locked up for? My goodness, I opened up Pandora's box. I mean, I let the whole can of worms out right there. I gave this guy an open invitation to speak. And my God, did he ever speak.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Shiflette, and my daddy is a fisherman waterman, and I'm a waterman fisherman too, and we catch all the crabs. You interested in some crabs? I could give you a discount on some bushels right now. I just got to call Daddy up on the phone. Daddy waiting to hear from me. Anyways, I told Daddy I was moving to a new housing unit. He really want to know how it's doing for me in here. Let me call Daddy and introduce you to Daddy. What's your name? You interested in some crabs? I can get you all sorts of crabs. You like to cook crabs? I can tell you 35 million different ways we can cook crabs. Do you ever shut the f*** up?
In those first 2 minutes filled with at least 1,000 words, I learned everything about this guy, how much he loved his daddy, that this guy grew up on the water, he was a fisherman, his daddy was a fisherman, they had the biggest fishing boat in the country, they made millions of dollars selling crab meat. This guy could get me bundles of crabs for the absolute low. You know, it's funny who you meet while locked up, you never really know. I mean, you're like the Pablo Escobar of the waterways, ain't you?
I don't even know who Pablo Escobar is, but if you want some crab meat, I got the discount on the crabs.
Why did I even ask you another question? Oh my God, get me out of this conversation, please.
What did you say your name was again? I really want you to be my daddy. You looking for a job when you come?
Oh, and by the way, it took this guy about 2 weeks to actually get around to what he was actually locked up for. I learned every living detail about this man's daddy, about crabs, the crab industry, crab meat, crab sales, and crab cooking recipes. Before he finally told me that he was locked up for an assault charge, which ended up being a violation of his probation, and he had gotten like 3 years for that. And now one thing to keep in mind is prison is not somewhere where you want to talk a lot at. One, you're going to annoy other prisoners. This could lead to problems for you. And two, you could end up revealing too much about yourself that other prisoners, they might try to latch onto and also take advantage of. And that was exactly what this dude Shiflette would end up doing. You know, when he moved into the housing unit and he's moving into the bunk right above mine, he's going to be sharing a living space with me. I want to find out who this guy was. And again, it took a long time for me to be able to figure out that this guy, he was okay. Though annoying, though probably the most annoying person I ever met while serving time, other than that, I mean, he was okay. But on this first day that he moved into the housing unit, after he got done talking to me, which this one-sided conversation lasted about 40 minutes, he then made his way around the housing unit trying to start a conversation with anybody who would talk to this guy. And with him being the new guy in this housing unit, of course, everybody wanted to talk to him. Not really did they want to know what he was locked up for and who he was, but more, did he have any money? What kind of money did he have? And what could they get from him? My daddy taught me everything I know about the water. I grew up just like daddy. I'm a fisherman as well. He taught me everything I know about the water. You like crabs? Let me find out you like some crabs. Peach, you got some crabs for you. You want some crabs? I can give you some crabs right now. It's not a good idea to be doing a lot of talking while locked up, especially talking a mile a minute, telling everybody every working detail of your personal life, because people are going to try to take advantage of that. And many of people, they tried to do just that. This guy Shiflette had no problem going around telling everybody just how much money he had and how much money he made in this crabbing industry that he was in. And when people heard that one little key word, money, it would not matter how long the conversation would last, so long as when it was over, they could get in that final question, asking this dude Shiflette for anything that he had that he'd be willing to offer to them. Hey, how you doing? My name's Shiflette, and my daddy, he's a fisherman waterman, and I'm a waterman fisherman too, and we catch all the crabs. You interested in some crabs? I could give you a discount on some bushels right now. I just got to call daddy up on the phone. I do not know anything about the water or the fishing industry. Do you have some coffee for touch 'em 2 times Tommy? Not 1 bag, not 3 bags, but maybe 2 bags of coffee. This guy Shiflette, he got taken advantage of a lot while in prison. And though he was probably one of the most annoying people I ever met while serving time, I did kind of genuinely feel bad for this situation. I knew people were only trying to be cool with this guy because he was willing to give them anything that they asked for. It didn't matter who it was or what they were asking him for. He would give it to him just like that. And I would try to warn this guy as much as I possibly could. Hey, look, man, nobody cares about that crab boat or your daddy or that you got the biggest boat in the whole country or how much bushels of crabs cost. They just after you for your commissary, man. They just want your money. You say crab boat, my daddy? You say crab boat about daddy? You want to talk about my daddy? My daddy? I tried. I really tried to warn this guy. Now, there were a couple of things that really stuck out about this guy to me. One, this guy talked a mile a minute, and all he wanted to talk about was his daddy's crab boat, how big that crab boat was, and the cost of a bushel of crabs. And though that will always stick out to me anytime that I think of this guy Shiflette, there were other things as well. Like the fact that this guy was 50 years old talking about his damn daddy. And you know, a lot of people would end up making fun of this guy for that right there. Anytime it was visitation, his daddy was always coming to say... Now he's got me saying it. Daddy! But anytime it was visitation, his daddy was always there, and people would always be joking anytime the CEOs would come over that intercom talking about, Shiflette, you have a visit. Shiflette, daddy is here. Daddy's here to see me. I wonder what's going on with the crab boat out there. Daddy gonna tell me what the price of a bushel of crabs is right now out there. I'm gonna come back and tell all y'all what the price of a bushel of crabs is. Anybody need me to take an order of a bushel of crabs? Anybody want to? I'm gonna go talk to daddy right now. I never heard anybody in prison talk about their damn daddy as much as this guy did. Hey, Shiflette, you got a visit from your daddy! Daddy's out there to see you, Shiflette! And you know, though a lot of people would make fun of this guy, I'm no exception to this. I made fun of this guy as well. My hands are not clean in this, and I don't feel good about that at all. But you know, now that I think about it, I mean, Shiflette got more visits than most anybody in this housing unit did. So though all these guys would be making fun of him, and again, me as well, we would be making fun of him probably like, hey Shiflette, you gotta visit, your daddy's out there. Daddy's out there to see you right now. I can't get a visit. Where's my daddy at? I hear you crying over here talking about where daddy is. I hear you, Joe. Hey, daddy right here. Peach is out here, Joe. You ain't gotta cry no more. You know, I've spent like over a year locked up in the same housing unit with this guy, Shiflette, and during this time, he made a few friends. Me being one of them, me always trying to be the guy, trying to tell this guy, you need to watch out for these other dudes in here. Don't nobody in here care about your damn daddy. All they care about is how many bags of coffee you about to order them from commissary. But with these other friends that he would make, and he even tried this on me as well, with these friends that he would make inside of this housing unit, this guy legitimately told everyone that when they got released, they had a job waiting for him with old Shiflette and his daddy working on that crab boat. Hey, Joe, you want to come work with me and Daddy out there in the freeway? I mean, Daddy got a job for me and you right now. You come work on the boat with me and Daddy. Daddy gonna love you. Hey, you want to talk to Daddy? I'm about to go call him right now. You want to talk to Daddy? I'm good. I'm not trying to do crabbing when I go home. I'm trying to do YouTube. I know you've never heard of YouTube or the internet, but let's just stop this conversation right now. I don't want to do any crabbing. I'm good. Thank you. And I never want to meet your daddy either. I know everything about him and I've never even met him. Shiflette had more jobs for guys coming home from prison than the damn temp service. And you should hear some of these guys that he wanted working on this crab boat with him. I kid you not, all of these individuals were in this same housing unit, not only with me, but also with Shiflette. And these were the guys that he had offered a job to working on his crab boat. A deckhand position to old CB.
Hey, Ernie, what you doing over there, Ernie? Ernie, come here, Ernie. Ernie.
Another deckhand position to old Johnny, aka the Panty Bandit. And last but certainly not least, his first mate, Ernie.
I ain't giving you nothing else, CB. You just want to use me for all my stuff.
You know, though this sounds like a really crazy crew to put together, this actually sounds like a damn good TV show. I'm about to go call Shiflette right now, see if we can get all these guys together and pitch this to Netflix. We're gonna win us a damn Emmy for this. You know, even with as annoying as this guy was, he really did mean well. And he would definitely try to help out anybody that he could. However, prison's just not the place you really want to be trying to talk to people as much as he wanted to talk to people, or also try to help out people as much as he was willing to do. Because again, that is a place where people are definitely going to take your kindness for weakness. And even though this guy annoyed me to death for like over a year, he certainly wasn't the worst person that I ever served time with. Last I know, Shiflette got released. He's back out there on the water. Maybe he's doing that with his daddy. I'm not too sure. I am going to try to look this guy up, see if I can get in touch with him. And I'm definitely thinking about going and trying to film something with him. Maybe going out on that crab boat with him and get him to tell some stories for us. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!